Welcome to this LEX 18 Digital Conversation. I'm Dia Davidson. When looking for a place to save your money, do you really know what's out there? Do you know the difference between a traditional bank and, say, a credit union? Do you know what services each offers and how it can benefit you? So to help us figure it all out and to get the biggest value for our hard-earned dollars are Park Community Credit Union CEO Jim Spradlin and Park Community Credit Union Executive Vice President Dave Shadburn. Gentlemen, welcome.
Thank you very much.
Okay, so let's debunk all of this. What is the difference between the traditional bank that many of us are used to and a credit union or community bank?
Great. Well, you know, a credit union is really a structural difference. We are a financial cooperative, which means we're owned by our membership. So we don't have shareholders. Our board of directors are volunteers. And what this structure allows us to do is we're able to operate as a not-for-profit. So it lets us operate more with a mission-based than profit-based philosophy.
But you're in the business of money, so aren't you trying to make money?
Well, that's the difference between not-for-profit and non-profit.
Yeah.
We do have to make enough money to keep the doors open
Okay.
and keep the lights on, but we're able to really live truer to our mission. And our mission is the credit union. The whole industry's mission is people helping people. So we're out there to help the common man, is what we say. We live through our mission, which is really threefold. We live for the success of our membership. We think that every time you come and talk to one of our associates, that you should be better off when you leave than you were when you came in. We think that we're there for the success of our communities, so we try and become ingrained in our communities, either on a charitable giving way or just being involved in community activities that are going on. And then we're also there for the success of our staff. So it's a three-pronged approach. We want our staff to be successful professionally, so we try and put them in the right position to grow there, but also personally. So we're able to take that entire philosophy, and it's a little bit different. Money is not the main objective behind most of our decisions. We're able to actually run our decisions through, not through the profit meter, more through the meter of what's the right thing to do.
Indeed, indeed. So you are a jewel that has been sort of percolating under especially the Lexington and Fayette County. Let's talk a little bit about your history here in our community and where you're located and how people can access you.
Okay. The credit union itself started in 1965. We were originally General Electric's credit union out of Louisville.
Oh, wow.
So we were located right across from Plants Park. That's where we got our name from.
Okay.
We were into the Lexington market in approximately 1990, 1991 through a couple of mergers of smaller credit unions. And for years, we had the one location near your studios.
Right.
And then we had locations in Richmond and Berea, and that was it out in the Bluegrass area.
Right.
About 10, 12 years ago, we went to a community chartered, so we spread out from the GE brand, and anybody in our communities were able to join the credit union. Lexington was a little bit unique. We had a very small pocket of Lexington that could join us. So about 3 years ago, we became a state chartered credit union, and now anybody who lives in the Bluegrass economic area is able to belong to the credit union. So we've got we have a branch right now in the Hamburg area, branch over in Beaumont, and then the two in Madison County, along with the locations in the Louisville area.
But when you talk about membership, do you have to have any specific association with a university or a business or anything, or is it just a matter of coming in and joining?
Sure. Credit unions can be set up both ways. Originally, we were an employer-based one. Now we're community-based. So what that means is that if you live, work, worship, or volunteer in any of our communities, and there's 27 counties in Kentucky and 2 in southern Indiana, any of those qualifications in those communities, and you can belong to the credit union.
Sounds good. Well, let's talk a little bit about the environment now, the financial environment. You know, people have gotten burned by Equifax, and they're concerned about their credit and their credit worthiness. So can you give assurances that when people come in that there are safeguards to protect them, and how are you seeing sort of the blowback from the Equifax stuff?
Well, I mean, we really haven't seen too much blowback at this point in time. So we're always very cautious with our members' information. And notice we call them members. You know, we don't refer to them as customers. Okay, they're members. They're actually owners of the institution. So we take it very seriously about protecting them, making sure we know who they are, making sure we understand what their needs are. So we try to go that extra mile. We are truly partners with them.
Indeed. And you partner even with children. You have children's accounts and teaching children the importance of being financially smart. Let's talk a little bit about the Parky Club.
We do. We have a Parky's Pals, so it
Right.
has the Parky's Club. So we have a variety of accounts. They can start very young with the children, and then they can progress up through accounts, through student accounts, teen accounts, and then student accounts, and then hopefully we're there for their entire life cycle financial needs. We hope to, by engaging with them at an early age, it teaches them the value of saving and how valuable that can be to them in future life.
And that's growing future customers or
Exactly.
future
Members.
members,
Future
right?
members,
Absolutely.
Future
yes.
members, future
Yes.
members. Let's talk a little bit about some of the products that you offer. Traditional savings, checking, CDs, or are there other products that you offer as
Yeah,
well?
sure. Full range of deposit accounts. So a variety of checking accounts, high interest paying checking accounts, senior accounts, business accounts across the board. Savings accounts, IRAs, CDs, HSAs.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we have a large variety of accounts out there. Dave's over our lending department. He's got a full package of lending products.
Whatever you need on the lending side, we can provide. Credit unions are primarily into car loans.
Sure.
So that's kind of our bread and butter. But we do home equity loans, first-time home buyers. If you're buying a home and you might have had some problems in the past, we have products there to help you. And then recently we're into some commercial lending.
Oh, wow.
So we have some great commercial lending products meant to help the entrepreneur, even some of the larger businesses in the area. I guess a new product that we're very proud of is something we introduced this month. It's our micro commercial lending program.
Oh.
So, a lot of the banks these days really don't want to do a small loan to help the entrepreneur. They're interested in the larger loans.
Sure.
But we have a product here where we'll lend up to $10,000 to help the small business owner. Now, one thing we're really proud of about this is it's also a training tool. So we do some financial literacy with our members, and if they meet certain conditions, such as paying the loan back on time, we rebate 100% of the interest back to the member.
You're kidding.
Now, 100%. And that's really our mission. We're helping our member, we're helping our community, we're helping them grow. So we're actually giving back. So an interest-free loan to these small business people.
And then again, that's creating a good relationship,
Correct.
a positive relationship, and different business, I guess, will come in.
Absolutely.
As a,
That's the hope, that the loyalty will be built up there.
indeed, indeed. Let's talk a little bit about your slogan. Your life, your money, your way.
Yes.
How did you come up with that?
We really wanted something that really epitomized what we were about. And what we always talk to our staff about is to listen to the member when they're talking to you. We think everybody has a story. And you just have to listen to the cues and listen to what people are saying. And we try and make sure that we always put people in the best product for them. We never want to put anybody in a product that doesn't serve their needs, product that's going to cost them more money than they need to be paying. At the end of the day, we want to make sure that you're in the best situation you can be in. So we figure about listening to that. We're going to take care of your life with your money, and we're going to do it the way that suits you the best.
That's awesome. That's awesome. The industry we were talking about has changed, and you were saying that there have been some positives from the White House with regards to inclusion of credit unions versus sort of setting them aside, right?
Right. Over the last few years, there's been just a large increase of regulatory burden on financial institutions, and all of it's a result of the financial meltdown of 07, 08, 09, in that time period. So there's been a reaction from the government to be more heavily regulated.
Right.
One of the messages that we've worked with over those years with the regulators is, credit unions, we weren't the cause of all the problems.
Right.
In our mind, we were doing things right. We weren't involved in a lot of the mortgage meltdown. We didn't have those issues.
Right.
We didn't have the high delinquency or the problems out there. So our response to them is, why us?
Right.
Why are we not regulating the people that cause the problems? And let us continue to do business the way we've always done it,
right.
in a very safe and sound manner.
Right.
The comment about the White House yesterday, they had issued a statement about some CFPB rulings, and they specifically said that they were afraid the ruling was going to hurt community banks and credit unions. We took that as a victory, that we're finally getting somebody's attention, that we do try and do things differently and do things the right way.
How did you guys do it better, say, than the bigger banks?
I think it goes back to really the mission.
Yeah.
Okay. We weren't interested just in making a dollar. We were interested in doing what was best for the member. So we're not going to put the member in a bad situation.
Gotcha.
There's times that it might be in the member's best interest to say no or not yet.
Gotcha.
Okay, instead of saying yes and recognize
And then
that
put them in a
income.
hole.
Exactly right. I mean, if you look at the banks, there are quite a few banks, even in this area, that took the bailouts from the federal government because they made bad decisions. No credit union had a bailout.
Wow.
We did things the right way, and we worked together. If there was a credit union that was having some difficulty, we stood up, we helped each other, and there was that collaborative spirit among the credit unions.
Wow. Decisions, so I guess, on all things are made locally, or are they made in the hub in Louisville?
Most of our decisions can be made in Louisville. We consider that local.
Okay, yeah. It's
So
just
that's
down,
where you
it's
threw
just
me
down,
for a
the, just
second.
down the road, yeah.
They're all made here in
Yeah,
Kentucky.
okay.
But you know, we're unique. One of the things we tell our new staff is that even as the credit union itself has gotten bigger and we've gotten more branches and spread out, we encourage our branches to be a part of the communities they're in.
Right.
So we're able to pick up the phone and call that branch and get their opinion on what's going on in the community. So we do try and give all of our decisions a local flair and to really realize what the impact's going to be across the state when we make it.
Indeed. So the word, I guess, to those who are watching is to try, come in, talk.
Oh, certainly. Come into any of our locations, any of our branches, and just sit down and talk to one of our associates, and they'll ask all the right questions. We'll find out what.
And if they
what your
don't,
needs-
they'll make a
That's
phone
right.
call to
They'll
Louisville,
make a
just
phone
down
call
the
to
road.
figure out what
Okay.
it is. But we'll do everything we can to find out exactly what are the best products and services for you.
And we really try to make sure that we just don't treat the member like a number.
Sure.
Right.
You know, when you go into some financial institutions, you're a number. Do you fit into these pre-drilled holes?
Right.
Well, that's not what credit unions are all about. We want to hear what you need, and then you're more than just a number to us. Let's see if we can figure out the product that's going to meet your need, not the product of the week or the product of the month, but what do you truly need?
What about, too, with millennials? Millennials do money a little differently than some of the other generations. So are you appealing to them? Are you doing all the apps and
We
all
do.
of this kind of
We
thing?
do. We have a full range of mobile products, mobile app and web-based both, remote deposit.
Oh.
In fact, I've got a 26-year-old son who recently needed something, and I said, well, just go to the branch and get it.
Right.
And now I've worked in financial institutions since 1988, so
Right.
he was born in 91. And he went there and he said, Dad, I've never been to a teller
Oh,
in my
no.
life. He grew up in it.
Right.
So that's kind of the mindset. Everything he does is on his phone or through the ATM. In fact, in several locations, and we've even got ITMs. So
What's an ITM?
An ITM is an interactive teller machine, so you can go through the drive-thru or go into some of our branches. There's no teller line there, but you're touch screen and you get a live person. So it's like they're Skyping or FaceTiming with that
wow.
teller at a central location. So we've tried to stay very innovative. We've tried to be reactive
Right.
to that generation to make sure we've got all the tools that they want.
Do you have tutorials for people from other generations?
Absolutely.
Yes,
You know,
we do.
I've just moved into mobile
Yes, we
banking, you know, and
Yes,
I've been banking for a while. Well, that's awesome. Gentlemen, thank you so very much for stopping by, and we thank you so much for joining us for this digital conversation. It's always good to have you along. Be sure to log on to lex18.com, check out Facebook and Twitter for all of our digital conversations. Until next time, I'm Dia Davidson.